Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, March 27th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our session for today. Got a couple of things here to update, and we should be good to go. Here. All right, perfect. Let me get this link sent out to you guys. Here in the premium. Perfect. Link is sent out. Perfect. I'll get a few moments for people to obviously make their way in. Post it at one last place. All right, perfect. Looks like majority of you guys are starting to make your way in. So I'll get a few more moments for people to continue joining. And once most of you guys are here, we'll get started with our analysis for today. So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, March 27th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So we'll see what happens when the market opens shortly. I think market will be bullish this week. Main reason for that's because I looked at, the COT report. I saw that pretty much all the institutions are buying for the most part. So I'll probably be looking for some buys this week, but I mean, we'll see. We're not going to be stuck on only buys. We're going to be looking for both directions. But I think for the most part, if we look for a buy and we have an entry for a buy, most likely it's going to work out as long as it's during, New York session hours. So. All right, guys, 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. For the most part, I think we're pretty much good to go. Let me check if there's any news today. So I don't see any news over here on Forex Factory, but I do see news over here on MyFX Book. So there's nothing here on Forex Factory, but on MyFX Book, we have news at 7:30. I'm going to mark that up. I'm not really going to let that affect us too much because our testing didn't really incorporate news very much. So I'll mark it up so that we're aware, but I'm not going to make a huge deal of it. And then we have news at 8:30 as well. So 7:30, 8:30. For today, guys, I'll try to stay on till close till 9 o'clock. I don't know if I'll stay on entirely till 9. It depends on how the market's moving. If the market's super slow and doesn't look like we're going to get anything like until 9 o'clock, I'll probably cut out like a little bit on the way there. I'll probably trade past 8, but I don't know if I'll trade all the way till 9 because it's kind of a waste of time to just hang around and the market's like pretty much dead. But just keep in mind, guys, that Mondays and Fridays are the riskier days to trade because people are re-entering the market from the weekend on Monday and people are exiting the market for the weekend on Friday. So just be careful when you guys enter any trades here on Monday. Make sure that you actually analyze it and make sure that it looks perfect before taking any entry, especially pre-market. I definitely would never recommend people trade pre-market on a Monday because that's typically where the market starts to move a little manipulated. I think looking at the candle movements here, you can see that price isn't really going anywhere. You can kind of see here that price has been ranging a whole bunch pre-market, but I do think price will be bullish for for the week moving forward. So the reason why I think it's bullish is because I looked at the COT report. I'm just going to have the COT report open up over here. This is pretty much, all the data from the futures market. What I looked at over here was basically the Dow Jones, which is US30 right here. You can see asset managers and institutions. A majority of them are buying right now. It's 6,986 long, 4,458 short. So I think price will be bullish for the majority of the week. Obviously price will pull back, but for the most part, it looks like, price will probably be bullish because the institutions are currently buying. And obviously you want to be doing what the institutions are doing, right? Looking over here at retail sellers, retail traders are currently selling. So obviously I want to do the opposite of retail and do what the institutions are doing. So they're buying. It's not going to be like a complete indicator for, for scalps, but long-term moves, I think generally the market will be bullish. So just something to keep in mind. Hey, Loki, how's it going? Morning. Morning, LW. Morning, Martha. Morning, guys. So hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Market's going to open shortly, guys. 4 minutes. Today is March 27th, Monday, kicking off the week officially. We'll see where this ends up going. Hey, Eunice, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys.
Buy on blue, sell on.
I gotta mute myself. Hey, Terrence, how's it going? Morning. Morning, T. Morning, Nikki. Morning, Zachariah. I just muted my thing here. Got everything set up. All right, guys, market is opening in about 3 minutes. But as you guys can see right here, this is what I marked up, showed you guys that market is pretty much going sideways. Not really too much going on here. Pre-market, not exactly the best time to trade, but it doesn't matter because we're not looking for trades until market actually opens here at 6:30. So see how this goes. Hey, Dan. Any morning. Yeah, Zachariah said missed Friday session, unfortunately, but hope today goes well. Yeah, definitely. Just gotta be a little careful with today. A little careful on the earlier entries. I think that's probably the main thing to look out for because you're gonna get a lot of fake outs here on open. If price comes below, I think that's gonna be fake out. I think price is gonna correct back up. Overall, I think price will be bullish. If you guys are just joining the room, as I mentioned, I take a look at the COT reports. I'll just leave them up here now at the beginning of the week. So right here, you can see that the Dow is currently bullish for institutions and asset managers. So the big players, market makers, etc., they're currently buying right now. You can see right here for non-reportable positions. These are retail traders. They're currently selling. So obviously you want to do the opposite. Retail want to do more of what the institutions are doing. So if they're buying, then I'm expecting price to correct back up. If price drops a bit low, I'm expecting price to shoot right back up. So if you see a big drop on open, then I'm expecting it to correct right back to the upside. Eunice is asking, where do you access that data? It's on the CFTC website, government website. Hey, CJ, morning. Gwen's asking, was there a pre-market entry? Not that I see. I mean, there's one right here that just happened on market open, Glenn, but I wouldn't have taken that one. Because this is like literally the opening candle, or not the opening candle, but it's about to be the opening candle right here in the next minute. So, I mean, obviously I wouldn't take anything right here, anything close to pre-market or nothing pre-market that's too close to open, or I don't even take pre-market trades very much. So there's nothing here I was looking for. I definitely wouldn't take anything pre-market on a Monday. This is typically where you'll see a lot of manipulation before open. So just keep in mind, if price drops low, guys, I'm expecting it to shoot right back up. That's kind of what I see happening as institutions are buying. So, whenever price does drop low enough, I'm expecting, correction to the upside. All right. So there's technically an entry right here, guys, if there's a buy signal that closes, but this is the opening candle. So obviously I'm not looking to take this trade here. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm obviously not looking to take this here. The reason why there's an entry at this point is because there's a lower low right here. Actually, let me take a look closer. Yeah, no, this technically would classify as an entry if it does close properly with the buy signal. I'm not taking it though because it's on open. The opening candle is usually very tricky, so not one that I would necessarily look to be stuck in. Got 23 seconds left on this candle here, but there's a lower low right there, so technically it would fit criteria if you're looking for the entry with regard to the normal requirements. Where is he? Oh. There's no buy signal there, so no entry. Zachariah is asking if it closed above. No, it didn't. So if you go back and just rewind right here, Zachariah, it didn't. It closed. Or actually, no, it did. So that candle right there, you're right, because I looked at it next to it right here. So it doesn't look like, I mean, it closed like right at the candle, but this one here looks like it pulled back. So there was like some pullback right there. Like it was moving so fast on open. This is why I don't like taking trades on open, because the opening candle here, 630, you see price that kind of spikes up and it pulls back down, right? So right here, depending on where you're looking at, if you're only looking at the opening candle right here where the possible pending signal was, it was actually below the pivots. So what happened here, in my opinion, is like price pushed up, and then at the last second, price dropped very heavily, and then ended up opening right here below the pivots, and then it shot right back up. So you're right, Zach, right? It did close above it, but depending on where you're looking at it from, right here, if you're just looking at this candle, it would have looked like it didn't close above, because you could see the opening candle was below the green pivot. But no, you're right. That is correct. So no entry right here, guys. The buy signal never closed. And then also Zachariah mentioned that it was actually above the pivot. So let's rewind it from this point here. And now we're just looking for a sell now. So we were looking for a buy earlier. We're now looking for a sell because we have a higher high right here. So we got a higher high. We're going to wait for price to possibly come back below and close below the pivots here. So just keep that in mind. In short term, it doesn't really matter. Like for scalping here on the 1 minute, it doesn't matter too much. But if you're looking on the higher time frames, like the like say the 1 hour here, I would expect price to be bullish. So I think long term, guys, price is going to be bullish for this week. So I think if you look at this here, I mean, I think everything here is pretty much going to be bullish for the most part. Main reason, if you guys are just joining the room, the reason why I think price is going to be bullish is because if you look at the COT report, basically right here, you can see that the asset managers and institutions are currently buying. So this is data from last Tuesday, but this data is released every Friday. You can see over here that the asset managers and institutions are currently 6,986 long, 4,458 short. So this means that the institutions are currently buying right now. You look over here at non-reportable positions. These are retail traders. They're currently 5,291 long, 9,248 short. So retail traders, majority are selling, majority of institutions are currently buying. So obviously you want to do the opposite of retail and do what the institutions are doing. So with that said, I think price will be bullish for the remainder of the week for the most part. Price will pull back, obviously, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for personally. If I'm looking for an entry here, I'm looking for price to pull back, provide a V2 variation or some sort of rejection or reversal pattern, and then catch the correction back to the upside. You know, that's basically what I would be looking for. But yeah, just because institutions are buying doesn't mean it just buy anywhere. You got to actually wait for some sort of a reversal pattern to provide you optimal entry point. Yeah, Dan also mentioned the candle was too big. Yeah, Zachariah said it was iffy anyway, so I figured it was going to play. I was going to play it safe. Yeah, I wouldn't even take the entry on open, guys. So whenever you see an entry like that on open, I would sit tight and just wait. There's going to be more entries, so don't feel obligated to take like the first entry that you may see, because odds are there's going to be another one that's going to come up right after. Nothing crazy. All right. This is a clean chart, guys, so that you guys can see where price is going. Kenny said, man, I should let my trade run to TP. So it looks like Kenny over here took a buy. If you guys took the breakout, looks like the breakout was on this following candle right here, where the buy momentum signal came up. So I'm not sure if anyone identified that, but yes, if you guys looked at that there, that would have been the breakout entry. I'm not taking the breakout, so I'm not really looking at it. But for you guys who are taking the breakout is technically currently running right now. Entry came up on this buy momentum signal. There's a strong green candle with a buy momentum on it. So it's currently running right now if you guys are looking. What I'll do here is I'll just mark up, I'll set an alert here. So if you guys are in the position, we can pull it back up. So this is going to be the breakout but I'll take this chart off because I'm not in that position. I don't want you guys to be confused and think that I'm in a position when I'm not. So that's a breakout entry that's currently still running. Not in it, but that's where it's at. Zachariah is asking, what quick trade manager would you recommend I use? You mentioned one I should look at last week. I mean, the only one I use is the FTMO quick trade manager, Zachariah. So if you're using an FTMO account, you can use it. But if you're not, they only allow FTMO accounts on it. So there's a possible entry right here, guys. There's a higher high and there's a pending sell signal right here. So if this closes right here with a sell signal, this is technically going to be an entry for a high low momentum scalp. You got to wait for it to actually close though. This is a pending sell signal. You got to make sure it actually closes because this can easily disappear in the last couple of seconds. So you got to make sure that it closes. If it closes, it's a valid entry. Let's see. Candle's pretty huge though. So obviously probably want to wait for it to pull back a little bit, maybe make an entry as it comes back down. See right there. See, so Zachariah, if you're looking at the course over here, there's a module. It's under module 2.1. So module 2.1 over here, using the MetaTrader or platform, if you click on that, it'll bring you to how to set it up right here for the quick trade manager. All right, so TP was hit already, guys. If you guys are still in the position, obviously want to pull out. I had to pull out because my fucking spread screwed me over. I only locked in 410 on it, guys. So I had to pull out manually. Whenever you see an entry like this, guys, you guys got to pull out. Like you can't, I mean, technically you're supposed to let it run the TP, but it did run past TP right there. I pulled out because, you know, obviously I said we were looking for buys today, most likely, and I just didn't want to get caught in the position. So I actually pulled out a little early as price is pushing around. I locked in like half profit, unfortunately, but whatever it is, I'd rather pull out at half profit than to get caught up in this position, because this is a huge candle. Plus on top of that, the institutions are buying. So I'm not really looking to hold on to these sells for too long. So if you guys caught it, great. I caught it. Unfortunately, it spiked past my TP, but due to the spread, it looks like it didn't close me out. So I ended up just closing out manually. If I held on to it, it would have went to full TP because you can see it blasted right through it, obviously. And I gave you guys my markup right there, and I explained, you know, what I was looking for. I said, if this candle here closes, it's going to be an entry for a sell. I waited for it to pull back a little bit, entered with the sell stop, came down, went past the TP, but unfortunately didn't close. So I had to close it out manually. Nice. LW said got full TP on 2 accounts. Great work, guys. So it looks like majority of you guys here did take the trade. Gian caught it, blasted through his full TP. Christian caught it. Maddie caught it. Sisu caught it. Great work, guys. So if you guys have profits, go ahead and post them up. I'll go ahead and post up mine too. I have partial profits. It should have been a full TP, but whatever. It's not. It is what it is. I'll take it. I'll take it for what I can get, and then I'll catch the next one. So I'm not trying to be risky today. Obviously, I mentioned to you guys earlier, today's not the day to be risky. I'm gonna take what I can get. Fridays and Mondays are typically like the riskier days. So obviously, when it hits TP, I'm gonna be out. I'm not gonna be risking it, praying that it'll come back down. If it hits TP, it hits TP. Gotta move on to the next one. Nice. MC caught it. Gactive caught it. Martha caught it. Dan caught it. It's a slippage in his favor. Nice work, Dan. Zachariah said switch brokers. And with my leverage, it wouldn't even let me open a position. Yeah, you would need higher leverage for that, Zachariah. If you have $500, your leverage would have to be like 1 to 500 or 1 to 1,000. I'm assuming yours is 1 to 100. You probably won't be able to open any positions with that, with only $500. If your leverage is that low, you need at least like well over 1,000 to trade any position, really, for US30. Yeah, I'm not sure what your leverage is, but yeah, you would at least need 1 to 500 or 1 to 1,000 to trade with that little amount for US30. Yeah, Zach said 1 to 100. It's impossible. You're not gonna be able to trade on that with 500. You got, because if I was on a 1 to 100, I'd have at least like 5,000 in the account because the leverage is like way too low. Because you're gonna get margin called out. It's just gonna kick you out of the position if you get close to any type of risk, even if you're using a small lot size. Possible buy entry here, guys, if price swings back up. Yeah, Eunice said, will there be a buy entry if we get a buy signal? If it closes above the pivots over here, Eunice, then yes, there's going to be a buy entry there. So if we get a buy signal right here, then there's going to be an entry. It has to close above the blue and green pivots though. So just keep that in mind, guys. Candle's a little big, but if it closes with a buy signal, that's technically going to be an entry right here. Yeah, Zach said touching sessions. Yeah, it's touching sessions, but we're not factoring in any of those red flags for this specific strategy, Zach. So yeah, no, Zach is right though. There's red flags there, but for this specific strategy, we're not factoring any of that in. No buy signal, guys. So unfortunately, no entry there. That would have been a nice entry, though. You can see it would have blasted right through the TP if we had that buy signal there. Buy signal came up on this next candle, but it wasn't on this one. So unfortunately, no entry. If there was a buy signal there, you can see a blast. It would have blasted right through the TP. So it's all good. Yeah, you just gotta wait for the next one. Let's see. Lucas is asking, I know it's not a part of the criteria, but sometimes people don't enter a valid trade because the previous candle is too big. How do you determine whether it's too big? I mean, for the most part, I take it, Lucas. I don't necessarily hold off on it. I'll probably hold off on initial entry. So I'll wait for it to pull back a little bit. Like for this candle here, I didn't enter as soon as it closed. I waited for it to pull back a little bit and then I entered. So I don't necessarily skip it because from this back test of the strategy, we don't really skip any of those entries. It doesn't matter how big the candle is or how small the candle is. We enter it regardless. It just depends on if you don't feel comfortable about it, then just don't take it, right? Because you never want to take a trade if you're not comfortable about the position. However, if you still want to take it, but the candle's too big, you could just wait for it to pull back a little bit. Because typically when the candle is really big like that, it's going to retrace at least a little bit. And that's what I did. I waited for it to pull back a little bit. I set my sell stop right there, and then I just went straight through and hit my TP. Or technically hit my TP, but it didn't close me out. So that's how I would identify it and determine whether you want to take it or not. But even if it's a valid entry and you don't feel comfortable, just don't take it, right? Because the last thing you want to do is be stressed out about a position. And there's going to be another one after it. Like there's not just 1 or 2 positions a day. There's going to be multiple positions. So I would just, go off your gut, because your gut's usually going to tell you what's right, as long as everything lines up properly. If your gut says to take it, then take it. If your gut says to wait, then wait. If your gut says not to take it, then just sit out, wait for the next one, because there's going to be more entries. No need to force anything, especially on a Monday. Monday, Fridays, those are the days where people make the most mistakes. And it's better to just not have a trade than to enter a trade, feel bad, and then lose. And then you're going to feel horrible after that. Let me see. Yeah, Zachariah says he's going to open a demo account right now just to practice a bit. My broker needs to manually up my leverage, but I don't want to miss the experience. Yeah, Zachariah, just do that. That's fine. Practice for now so that, tomorrow or later on the session, if they up your leverage, you'll feel comfortable taking these positions with us. LW is asking, on the FTMO Trade Manager, do you ever use a trailing stop option? I've used it before, LW, but the market's too volatile because I've used it in the past where price will go up and I'll have my trailing stop set to like 10 points or 100 pips. And as soon as it pushes up and hits TP, it'll move my stop loss to break even. At that point, price pulls back and then it pulls me out at break even. I could have just had 100 pip profit, right? So for me personally, I don't like the trailing stop option. I think it's good for intraday trading and swing trading, but not necessarily for scalping because the market is so volatile. It's going to shoot up, move your stop loss to break even, pull back, stop you out, and then you just pretty much gave away profit at that point, right? So I've used it before, but it works well. It's just not good for scalping when the market's super volatile. If the market's slow, then it's different. But when the market's super volatile, it's not really too useful because price will come up like 100 points or 100 pips, and then it'll come back down, and then it'll come back up, and then you're already out of the position at that point. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick. I usually take a screenshot on my phone, but I'll just screenshot here. It's just easier. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to take a screenshot of my individual accounts too. So you can see over here, here's my FTMO main account locked in 410, FTMO number 2, 560, MFF number 1, 490, MFF number 2, 490, and MFF number 3, 480. Here is some more profits from Patrick Kerr, total profit of 910 off that buy earlier. Great work, Patrick. We have Patrick's other account over here, or he added another trade actually, total profit of 1,970. Great work, Patrick. He took the breakout, and then he also took that sell that we took right there. Christian over here with his profits, total profit of 580 off that trade. Nice work, Christian. There are my profits. We have Kenny over here, total profit of 840 for the day. Nice work taking that breakout, Kenny. We got Vince over here, total profit of 530 for the day, full TP. Nice work, Vince. And you took that sell that we took earlier. Nice work. Lined up perfectly with our strategy right there. We got Maddie over here. Maddie, total profit of 760 on this account. Great work, Maddie. And then Maddie's second account, total profit of 726, both full TPs. So solid work right there, Maddie. Yeah, so Zach over here took a pre-market trade, guys, at 552. I mentioned that, it's probably not the best time to take a trade that close to market open, because market tends to get manipulated pre-market, especially on Mondays, because price will kind of just go down a little bit before it shoots right back up. That's kind of what happened right here. Price kind of just went sideways, bounced around, and then it shot up on open. Eunice over here, total profit of 753 for the day, both full TP, just no green strip on the second trade. Nice work, Eunice. And we got Gian over here, full TP, full profit of a total of 1,310. Nice work, Gian. All right, guys, solid work right there. Kenny over there, 800 for the day. Kenny 800. Barack over here. I'm gonna go and just read that later, Barack. Jonathan right there. Here's Chow. Total profit on Chow's side, 1,670. Two nice TPs right there. Looks like this second one should have been a full TP, but no green strip. It happened. Same thing with mine. So great work, Chow. And then we have Narith over here, total profit of 2,391. All right, guys, solid start for the day. We're now looking for another entry here. We're looking for a higher high or a lower low. So basically, we're looking for a higher high here, and then we're going to look for a sell signal to push price below the pivots again. But at the moment, it's just going to be a matter of time. It's got to wait, be patient, and wait for these to play out. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? And you got in a little late today, but yeah, you missed just one entry. Some people took the breakout this morning, took some profit off that, and we had an actual official entry here for a high-level momentum scalp. Went straight to full TP. So it's all good. I think we'll find some more here as price continues to move along. Here's Martha's profits. Total profit of nearly 3,000 for the day. Great work, Martha. Yeah, solid profits, guys. All right, so while we wait for another entry to come up here, I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of my own profits. Nice. Maddie said gold signal just hit TP. So Maddie's over there taking a look at gold, applying the same strategy. Looks like it just hit TP. So nice work, Maddie, if you caught that, or nice work to whoever caught that. Patricia also mentioned to me over the weekend that it works very well on NASDAQ. So, I mean, it seems like it works very well on all assets, as long as it's volatile. So basically all the indices, it works. And then I guess gold. Yeah, Maddie identified a momentum scalp with a 5 and 10. Yeah, no, good work, Maddie. All right, so now it's waiting for another entry to come up. It's got to sit tight for a bit. Still don't have a higher high, so it doesn't matter if we get a sell signal. We have no higher high for entry. All right. Perfect. So we just gotta wait for that higher high, guys. Market's kind of going sideways right now, but that doesn't really matter to us because there's no entry for us anyways. This is fine. This is what I like about this strategy, guys, because we're basically catching a breakout, right? We don't care if market's going sideways because eventually it's going to move. And we're just waiting for that move to actually happen. So let me post up my profits real quick, my individual profits. All right, so here are all my accounts so far. There's no entries for us. You guys are not missing anything right now. Here are all my accounts individually. Here's my FTMO number 1, locked in 410. Should have been 1,000 because it hit my TP, but due to the spread, it locked me in there, and I ended up having to pull out early. It's all good. It happens. I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? I'd rather have a profit of 410 rather than having a negative 3,000. Because if I was to get greedy and hit my TP and I wanted to hold it because I really wanted that full TP and price reversed on me, I would have lost the trade. So I'd rather have, a 410 profit rather than having any loss. So total profit here, 410 off my FTMO account, my FTMO copier, 560, my MFF number 1, 490, MFF number 2, 480, and my MFF number 3, 490 as well. So profit so far, nothing crazy. It's just another day of trading. So that's one thing that you guys got to keep in mind as well. You guys can't get too overly excited when you guys have a win, right? When you guys have a win, take the win, move on to the next one. Because if you get too focused on like one trade, that's where you start to make mistakes because your focus isn't there. So make sure your focus is 100%, especially for scalping. Can't be making any mistakes. But there's nothing for us to take right here. So we need a higher high to come up somewhere around this point. Once we get that higher high, if price breaks and close below with the sell signal, we can take the sell. However, if we don't get the sell, if you don't get the higher high, that's completely fine. I actually don't mind price pushing down a bit and then us getting a lower low at some point here and just getting that push to the upside. I'm more inclined to take buys here, guys, because the COT data showed that majority of institutions are buying. So I typically want to be on the buy side. I mean, we don't need to be on the buy side, but if we're on the buy side, I feel a bit more safer. All right. So we got a sell signal here, but there's no higher high. So there's no entry here. Even if this closes below, there's no entry for us. So don't worry, guys. You guys are not missing anything right now. Here's CSUK, total profit of 2,162 for the day. Great work, CSUK. Got Zach over here coming back from that loss earlier this morning pre-market. Yeah, nice recovery right here, Zach. You just got to keep pushing it. You'll be back soon. It's just got to be a matter of time. But I'm sure you'll make that recovery pretty soon. We have Patricia over here, total profit of 5,600 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. It looks like you're taking buys for the day. That's a smart decision because the COT data is obviously indicating that institutions are buying. So yeah, if you get any good entries for buys, I think that'll be solid. As long as you hold on to it like long enough, right? Because the thing with this here, guys, is if you guys are scalping, the COT data is not really too relevant, right? I mean, it's relevant, but it's not necessarily going to indicate that any buy entry is going to be automatic. Like, for example, if you take a random buy signal right here, I mean, it probably would hit your TP, but if it didn't hit your TP, it would have pulled right back down. So let me see this buy signal right here, price pushed up. If you went for 100 pips, yeah, full TP. But if you're holding it for too long, it's now in some drawdown. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't get married to a position, right? Just make sure that you're analyzing the chart, identifying what's available, and acting on it. So I was waiting for the sell signal here to close, but it did not close. I was hoping it would close so that we can start looking for a buy here. But at the moment right now, still nothing. I just want the sell signal to come up so we can clear that out. So we need to clear out that momentum so that we can get momentum in the opposite direction. So for today, guys, I'll probably stay on for a while. I mean, we'll see how the market moves. If the market starts to die down around 8, then we'll probably hang on for a little bit and then pull out around before 9. But if the market's still very volatile and still moving, I'll stay on until about 9 today. Because our back test data shows that market is good till 9. And just a reminder, guys, today is going to be the mentoring session. So, our normally scheduled mentoring session today at 2 o'clock. So if you guys want to review this strategy, feel free to attend the mentoring session. We'll go over it in detail and I'll answer whatever detailed questions that you guys have. I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions about this strategy. All right, so we need that sell signal. I'm just waiting for the sell signal to close. Once we get that sell signal, we can close it. We can clear this out and we can start looking for a possible buy. I actually want price to drop down a little lower. If I come down and retest the opening price down here, because I want some space in between the pivots. Here's a clean chart right here. As you guys can see, price is just going back and forth. Not too much going on right now. It's back and forth movement. Price kind of faked out to the top, faked out to the bottom, faked out to the top. Now it's right back down at baseline right here. Baseline is going to be opening price. So just a matter of patience, guys. Just gotta wait for this here to play out. All right, we got that sell signal. No entry for us, but it's just a sell signal that we need to close out so that we can get a buy signal next. And we got a big spike. So see that huge spike right there, guys? Blasted right through my markup right here. So I marked up opening price, went exactly there, right? You guys can use the opening price here as a magnet, basically. It's a target price point. LW's ask mentoring session at 2 p.m. East or West? West, LW, Pacific time. So basically California time. So at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is going to be in about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 7 hours from now. So Pacific daylight savings time. Man, daylight savings time always throws me off. People always ask me if it's daylight savings or regular. We're in daylight savings right now. All right, so we got that sell signal right there. We're looking for that lower low. Once we get that lower low, we can look for a buy signal to push back to the upside. Jacob is asking, does anyone know if the new strategy is profitable outside New York session? Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't tested it myself, Jacob, but well, I've looked at it. So when the market is actually volatile, it does look like it works well. But, you know, outside the New York session, the market's not always volatile. So sometimes I do look at it in the afternoon session and sometimes during London. So it does work, but there's more losses. And then also a lot of those trades, you'll be holding on to them for a very long time. Like during Asia session, you'll probably be holding on to it for like hours. So, because sometimes the volatility will be so slow that, 100 pips is like not even attainable. I have to go for like half the move. So yeah, if anybody has any input, whether the strategy is profitable outside New York. Yeah, so Sam just had some input. He said he's tested it in London and it's not that great. Yeah, the volatility just isn't there. It's not really smooth. It's a lot of speculation during those hours. You might want to try it for like UK 100 if you guys want to trade during London. I think UK 100 the DAX, maybe some better luck there, but not US 30. Yeah, C6 said the strategy hits once or twice in Asia, but you need to be on a higher time frame. Yeah, that makes sense. And you also need to moderate. Yeah, because you don't want to be holding on to a position for hours and then it turns on you. Yeah, exactly. Jacob said yes. So if you end up sitting and trading 2 hours more a day, only ending up with 500 pips net more is not worth it. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Jacob, 100%. Yeah, Sam also mentioned when sometimes there's volatility, it works. But yeah, C6 said it's totally not worth it. Yeah, I mean, I'm better off trading with a routine. Like for me personally, I'd rather just trade in the morning and then be done with it. All right, so we don't have a lower low yet, guys. We need a lower low before we can take the swing back to the upside. So we have a higher low right here, but we need a lower low. So we need an LL and a buy signal. We don't have that yet, so there's no entry for us here, even if we do get a buy signal. So just gotta let the market do what it needs to do. And then eventually, hopefully, price will come back in our direction. Yeah, this is pretty much a dead zone for us. Not really much for us to do, look at, or take. we're not going to get a lower low until price drops below the previous higher low. Yeah, so we're not going to get anything until price drops below this level right here, because it's going to be impossible for us to get a lower low. So unless price comes back further below here, then we might get a lower low established. But until then, price is probably going to keep bouncing back and forth. But again, I am anticipating price to be bullish for the remainder of the week. Price is currently bullish on the 4-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 10-minute, and 5-minute time frames. It's just bearish over here on the 1. So we'll see. And if you guys are just joining the room, the reason why I think it's bullish is because that's where the institutions are currently trading. All right, so we got the lower low right here. This is exactly what we were looking for. Now that we have this lower low, if price pushes above the pivots over here, breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 with a buy signal, then there's going to be a possible entry here. So we do have the lower low right here. There's a V1 variation setting up right here. So this is a reversal pattern right here. If this closes with a double body right there, that's a reversal pattern. If we get a buy signal above the pivots over here, pivots 1 and 2, it's going to be an entry for a buy. So we got a lot of confirmations here looking for a nice buy entry. On top of that, we have confirmation that institutions you're currently buying right now, or not necessarily right now, but from the data that was released on Friday. So we'll see where this, where this ends up taking us. But yeah, it does look like we may have a possible buy entry here. Not here yet, but there's one setting up, obviously. There's a V1 variation right here, though, but there's a red flag. So not a V1 variation that I would take. I'll mark it up for you guys if you guys want to follow it, but I'm not taking this trade here. Just want to show you guys that it is a V1 variation. Got a double body rejection right there off the lower low. Price is pushing up. Looks like it's going to hit TP, but I'm not in it. The reason why I wouldn't take this trade here is because of the red flag, right? We don't incorporate these red flags into our new strategy, but I do incorporate them into the other strategy. So right there, full TP. If you guys take the V1 variation, played out perfect. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count. The only trades that I count are the ones that I actually take. So looking for this buy signal right here, guys. If this buy signal breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2, this is going to be an official entry for a high level momentum scalp. However, it needs to break and close past the pivots. So we do have a buy signal here, but we do need it to close above the pivots in order for it to be an actual entry. So right here, it does not look like it's going to close. So unfortunately, no entry there. It only closed above pivot 1. So no entry there, guys, for this specific setup. It closed above pivot 1, but it needs to close above pivot 1 and 2, or just 2. So no entry for that, guys. Again, we're back to reset. And we just got to wait again for the next entry to come up. So nothing ready for us to take just yet. You guys took the V1 variation, played out perfect. We already identified it. I mentioned it was going to come up, and it played out perfect. The only problem was that it was at the red flag, so not one that I would personally take. And there's nothing for us to take right now. So I'm going to take this off. There's no longer any buy entries for us to take. If price does break and close above the yellow pivot over here, then it's still going to be an entry for Vince's strategy, but I'm not applying that one. So if you guys want to take it, just a little heads up if price closes above the gold pivot over here. All right, so just waiting now. Waiting for that the next setup to come up. So we currently have a pending sell signal, but we don't have a higher high. So we need a higher high. And then on top of that, We're looking for price to break and close past the pivot. Still nothing for us there. All right, so we got a sell signal right here, guys, but we don't have a higher high. So we do have a sell signal there. Price was not above the pivots, and we don't have a higher high. So there's no entry there. Even though there's a sell signal, there's no entry for us to take right there. So just an FYI so you guys understand. I actually want that sell signal to close. So I want that sell signal to close because at that point we'll have a lower low right here. And if we have that lower low, we can catch the pushback to the upside. So I want this sell signal here to close. There's no entry for us there, but I do want it to close. See if it closes. I'm hoping it closes because then we can look for an entry for a buy next. No sell signal yet, so. All right, at this point, I don't really care for a sell signal because we won't be able to take an entry anyways. But the sell signal is fine. Like I don't mind if the sell signal comes up, but we can't have anything in between. So no other momentum signals in between the high, low, and entry candle. So I'm fine if this here closes, but it's not gonna be really relevant to us. I need price to actually drop lower. So I want that sell signal to close, but I also want price to drop lower from where it's currently at. Let me check that 1 hour time frame again. Nothing for us to take there. So I'll be looking over here on the 1 hour from time to time to see if there's any reversal patterns to the upside. As I mentioned before, guys, long term, I think price is going to be bullish for US30. It's bearish right now, but the higher time frames are still bullish. So it's just retracing right now. I mean, it's due for retracement anyways. All right, perfect. So we got the lower low right here. We got the sell signal. Now we're just looking for this lower low to establish, and then we're looking for a buy signal to come up after. So we got the lower low right here. That's going to be step one. Next, you want to identify momentum signal using the momentum indicator. So we're looking for the lower low here, which is established. Step one, we're looking for a buy signal. That's next. Third, you want to confirm price break and close past pivots 1 and or 2 using the pivots indicator. So we got the lower low right there. I just need price to push back up. We got 15 seconds left on this candle. I mean, price can do whatever it wants to at the moment, but eventually I want price to push back up and provide me a buy signal. If we get that there, then we'll have an entry for a buy. So I'm anticipating a buy entry to come up in the near future, hopefully. All right, we got that lower low there. We need price to push up a bit higher, provide us a buy signal, and break and close past the pivots 1 and 2 right there. Got news over here at 7:30, but that's still like 20 minutes away. So we still got some time for that. All right. So it's just a waiting game, guys, but you guys got to keep looking at the chart because that buy signal could come up when you least expect it. So just, you can see prices getting closer to the pivots right here. Just make sure to keep your eyes on the chart because you can miss this position if it ends up closing too quickly, like it's happened in the past. It's happened to us a lot of times, actually. All right, we got the pending buy signal right there. If this breaks and closes past the pivots, you got to actually wait for it to break and close past the pivots, guys. So we have a pending buy signal here. It's above pivot 1. Well, we need it to break and close past pivot 2. Right, that's going to be the main thing for us to look at right here. So we got a pending buy signal here. We got 40 seconds left on this candle. We still have a lot of time. If it closes above here, this is going to be an entry for a buy. So we got that pending buy signal, but again, you guys have to wait for it to actually close. Don't enter like 5 seconds early because at that last 5 seconds, that candle can disappear. So just make sure you're actually waiting for it to close. Got 20 seconds left on it here. Again, guys, patience. Just got to wait for it, be disciplined, wait for it to actually close. It's better to enter late and actually wait for the closure rather than enter early and be stuck in an invalid position. 4 seconds left, 2, 1, no entry. Okay, we still have opportunity right here. Pending buy signal. Again, it needs to close above the pivot, guys. So you got to be patient and wait for it to actually close. You got 50 seconds left on this candle. You got a lot of time. Don't try to enter this early. So at this point, we just need a buy signal. If the buy signal closes, it's going to be entry because it's going to be above the pivot 2. If it closes without the buy signal, then there's not going to be an entry here at all. So just be patient. Make sure to wait for that buy signal to close. That's the main thing to look for. 15 seconds left on the candle. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Damn, it didn't close. All right, so unfortunately it did not close there, guys. I mean, if it closes above, it's technically still entry for Vince's strategy. So, all right, so it didn't end up closing, guys. So there's no entry there. Yeah, so LW said his hit full TP, but it was greedy. Yeah, he didn't wait for it to close. It's all good. I'm glad that you made profit on it. But yeah, the buy signal never closed there, and then this candle here closed above the pivot. So fortunately, there's no entry there for us specifically. Yeah, Eunice said MT4 is frozen. Yeah, mine's frozen too. Yeah, mine's also frozen. And I'm looking on my phone. My phone's fine, but my computer version is frozen right now. I'm not sure if anyone else is frozen, but yeah, mine is frozen at the moment. Yeah, LW said FTMO's frozen while his other brokers are fine. Yeah, that's weird. Right, FTMO's back up and running right now, guys. So it looks like it is back up and running at the moment. That was weird that it froze up like that. Yeah, Billionaire Mindset says that his MT4 keeps freezing. Maddie said it's freezing. Jacob said it is fine. CJ says, so it looks like half people here said it's frozen. Mine is frozen too. I don't know. It doesn't happen too often, but it looks like it was frozen for some people. Yeah, Song said his was frozen for a minute too. All right, it's all good. I mean, it's back to being open, so it's not necessarily too relevant anymore. Let's see. I mean, there's no entries for us right now anyway, so it's not really relevant. All right, 7:15 right now, guys. So the market's not really doing too much. Hasn't provided us any entries right now. We were looking for that buy entry earlier, but the buy signal never closed. We're looking for another possible entry, but there's just nothing for us to take here at the moment. I mean, price is just going back and forth at the moment, so there's not really I mean, there's nothing here really to look at. So I had one question, guys. For if any of you guys here use, because I know some of you guys were mentioning top tier trader. So I was messaging them yesterday because they had like some kind of deal going on. So I was trying to figure out, you know, if it was something that I wanted to try. But they said their max lot size was 5 lots. So I don't know if that that's too small, you know, compared to what I'm normally using. I'm not sure if anybody's used anything higher, but their max lot size is like super low. So I don't think it's one that I really want to use. Yeah, Jonathan said, yeah, 5 lots is correct. So are those 5 lots, are those normal? Like, is that like FTMO lots, Jonathan? Or is it like, are those 5 lots equal to 50 lots? I mean, it's still low though, because, you know, I usually use, gotcha. Okay, Nadia said 5 is 50. So their max lot size is basically 50 compared to FTMO. So yeah, and then LW said on funded next, it's 5 as well, 50 as well. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to use that funding company, guys. I was going to try them out, but it doesn't make sense for me to use them because like they have a 300K account, but the max lot size is 50. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, right? Because we're scalping. So they're not really, they're mostly catered towards like intraday and swing traders, which makes sense. But for scalping, it just wouldn't make sense because we're even making half profit on those accounts. Yeah, because I messaged them yesterday and they that's what they told me. Yeah, LWs, they just want to warn people, stay away from first class Forex funds. They're probably going to go bankrupt. There's a lot of stuff going on with the a lot of these other funding companies. Yeah, the only funding companies that I can recommend, guys, and advise you guys to use is going to be FTMO. That's the only one I can recommend. I use FTMO and MFF, but I only use MFF because I already maxed out my FTMO. I'm already max allocated on FTMO, so I can't get any more accounts. Yeah, I can't say anything for any other funding companies, guys, because I don't use anything else. I've been using FTMO for years. I haven't had issues with them. MFF, I've had little issues, but they're they're nothing serious. Like I've had issues with MFF where like there's execution time errors and spread issues, but that's normal. Nothing too crazy though. Their payouts are fine. Sometimes there's slippage, but I mean, there's slippage everywhere. So the only ones I can recommend is first max out your FTMO. Once you max out your FTMO, then go on to MFF. But right now, FTMO is the only reliable one that I can recommend. Yeah, so LW said doing a challenge right now for funded next at the moment. Cannot recommend, but they seem fine right now. Yeah. The problem with a lot of these funding companies, guys, is I'll try a funding company, I'll get funded, and then as soon as I get funded, they move me to like a brand new server for the funded accounts, and the conditions are like way different. Similar with like TFF. Like TFF, I would never recommend TFF if you're scalping. If you're trading long term, maybe, but not for scalping. That they definitely will not work for scalping. Yeah, Jonathan said, you heard there's another one up and coming called E8. E8 has been around for a long time, Jonathan. They're not new. They've been around since for like 2 or 3 years now. People have been using them. They weren't good before, but I heard that they are getting better. So there might be I mean, they might be solid, but not one that, I mean, I can't recommend them. I only recommend stuff that I use. Like I'm never going to recommend something to you guys that I have never used before. Jacob's asking, Sean, why don't you recommend MFF? Because they're just not as consistent. They're not as consistent as FTMO. Their execution times aren't always good. Their spread times aren't good. Their spreads aren't always good. They're not consistent. They're always changing stuff. Like the rules are changing every so often. You know, FTMO is pretty much, they've been the same for like years. They haven't changed anything. It's been the same thing for, I don't know how many, I've used them for like 2 years now, I think. They haven't really changed much. With MFF, sometimes like their execution times aren't the same. Like you can look at my copy whenever I post profits, the MFF is never like it's never the same. Like let's see, from like last week. So last week I hit full TP, right? 1,460, my MFF 890. Execution times aren't on point, or their spreads wider. Sometimes they use a fixed spread where it's like super wide, especially when the market's volatile. You know, if you had a choice, Jacob, what would you use, right? Would you make 1,400 or would you make 890? I would go for 1,400, right? Both accounts here gave me 1,000 both. No, but we're making it. We're trying to compare both right now, Jacob. If you had a choice between FTMO and MFF, what would you take, right? FTMO. So I wouldn't recommend people go to MFF if they haven't maxed out their FTMOs. If they max out their FTMOs, then yeah, go on to MFF. But you know, people try to go for like the cheaper route and they get less results, right? So yeah, if you passed your FTMO, then yeah, go do an MFF. But I'm not going to recommend that you go and do an MFF just because it's like $100 cheaper or $20 cheaper or something like that. You know, cheaper doesn't mean equal quality. That's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. Like, you know, you guys can go shop at Target and Walmart. There's a big difference between shopping at Target and Walmart, right? You can go for like to Walmart and save like a few bucks, but your experience there is going to be way different compared to going to Target. If you guys are here in the US, like, you know, that's like a clear example there. Like I would compare Target and Walmart as FTMO and MFF. You get less quality people, like, you know, it's a less quality company. Like you get the same product, but you get better quality here versus here. I know, Maddie, right? Yeah, Jonathan said you'll make your refund once you pass and then some on top of that. Yeah, it's just I've had a better experience with FTMO. So that's why, and I've been using them the longest. So that's why I always recommend them. So I'm always going to give you guys what's the best option, right? I'm never going to tell you, okay, you do this and that, because there's just no point. There's no point. Like I'm not getting a benefit out of like telling you guys to go do something cheaper. Michael said, what about Kmart, right? Kmart is like, that's funding talent. You weren't around back then, Michael, but funding talent is Kmart. They went out of business. Yeah, so let's see. So there's no entries here, guys. I know we're messing around and like going off topic, but there's no entries here. There's a higher high here. There's no sell signal. There's a lower low right here, but we already have a buy signal. So there's nothing for us to take at the moment. So don't worry, guys. I know we're talking about other stuff right now, but there's no entries for us to take at the moment. So if I see something, I'll let you guys know. But at the moment, there's just nothing here right now. And Jonathan said, can't trust no one with a green strip and zero commission except FTMO. Yeah, you know, TFF was good for a while. Like they were good. They're always good when I'm doing the challenge. And once they get funded with them, like it's like the whole thing changes, or they change the rules like as soon as I get funded for whatever reason. I have like the worst luck with them. Some people have been doing pretty good, but I mean, it's just not one that I'd recommend. iPhone said, Sean, do you think it'll go back to 32,530? 32,530. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's not that far of a drop right there, iPhone. I mean, 32,530 is not that far from where it's currently at. Yeah, it's like 1,000 pips. So, I mean, eventually, yeah, I could see it coming back to their iPhone. I don't know if it'll come back there today or tomorrow or whenever, but I think eventually, yeah, it should come back to that point. But it's not too far. I mean, it's only 1,000 pips, right? Each day price moves about at least. So if you go on the daily chart, price will move X amount of pips. So, I mean, today's Monday. So for today so far, price has moved about 3,221 pips. So 1,000 pips isn't very, very far off. So yeah, I could expect them to you know, make it down to that point at some point in the future. I don't know if it'll happen today or tomorrow or anytime soon, but eventually, yeah, it should. I think any price point where it's currently at right now, if it's 1,000 pips up or down, I think price can still reach those points at some point in the near future. I don't know if it'll actually come down though, because as I mentioned, The institutions are buying right now. So if they have an area here where they don't want price to come down and touch, then they'll just keep bouncing price up higher as price continues to get near that price point. So yeah, there's a possibility it'll come down to that point. What's going on over here? Zachariah said it. I think there's going to be a pretty big retrace soon. Yeah, no, there could be. I don't really care what's going to happen later, though. I just care what's happening right now, right? Since we're scalping right now, yeah, price can go up or price can go down. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just looking for my setups here to set up, looking for a lower low, and I'm looking for a buy signal to push up, or I'm looking for a higher high, and I'm looking for a sell signal, right? Currently, I have a sell signal right here that's currently pending. So if this here closes, then I'm going to look for a lower low after that, and I'm going to look for price to push up and provide me a buy signal. Let's see. Nice. LW said CP hit on his BTC short, almost on ETH2. Nothing to do with what we're doing here, but he's happy that he had a share. Yeah, no, definitely LW. Glad to see that you're profiting all across. CJ said not Kmart is funding talent. Yeah, no problem, iPhone. Jonathan said Costco is like FTMO and MFF is like Sam's Club. Yeah, you'll never see me at Sam's Club. Sam's Club's cool though. But I do see your analogy there. Anyways, guys, there's no entries for us to take right now. There's just nothing for us to do. Billionaire Mindset's asking what's the max on FTMO. I'm not sure. I use 100 lot on mine, but I've never really, I mean, I've gone higher before. I think it might be like 150 or 200. I can't say for sure Billionaire Mindset because I don't necessarily go anything higher than 100. I think if you go anything above 100, that's like super risky at that point, because then you're going to go into like, you're going to be reaching your daily max limit if you go anything above that. So for me, I've only really gone up to 100. I've gone up to like, I think 125 or 150 at some point, like in the past, a long time ago, but I haven't gone anywhere higher than 100 recently. C6 said, help people go to Sam's Club to eat those samples. Jacob said, Sean saying no iPhone. Maybe kind of laugh. Yeah, because iPhone's name there on the Zoom is iPhone. I never know who it is because sometimes there's like 3 iPhones in here. It's like iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3. But this iPhone's been here for a while. He's a purple iPhone. Every time you see like I forget. You told me who you were one time, but I always forget who it is. It's not Stanley. I know Stanley's like the green iPhone. iPhone with parentheses. Brian said Steven. Yeah, Jacob says he's going to change his name to my best friend. Let's see. Oh, JJ. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, now I remember it's JJ. Yeah, JJ's a purple iPhone. Now I remember. Sean's relationships with Peter is the funniest. Yeah, I don't know where Steven's at. Steven's here somewhere. I don't know if he might be under a different name, but he does message me on Telegram, so I know he's on here somewhere, or maybe he's on the YouTube. All right, some more profits over here from Patricia. Patricia locked in a total profit of 1,415 on her other account. So nice work right here, Patricia. Full TP on that last trade. So Patricia's second account over here, 1,415, and Patricia's first account, total profit of 5,600. So nice work right there, Patricia. We got Jacob over here. So Jacob over here said, these are his results since he joined the community. So yeah, Jacob's been here for like about a week, I think, or 2 weeks now. So he's been killing it. You can see here all of his wins. Yeah, massive profits. Total profit of 62,400 within like, I guess like 2 weeks, right, Jacob? Yeah, no, Jacob's been killing. He had a killer week last week. You can see right there. His total profit for, since he joined is 62,489. So I guess it's safe to say that Jacob's return on investment was well worth it. Yeah, Jacob said he's been here for a week and 2 days. Yeah, no, Jacob's been killing it. He's he's pretty dialed in on the strategies, and he just had a really good day last week too. I think on FOMC on Fed Day, he just caught like all the moves basically. I was offline, I wasn't taking any trades, but Jacob was catching all of them. Yeah, but Jacob's been following us for a while. He's been following us for I think since last year, but he finally joined and got the indicators and the strategies I think a week and a half ago, and then been killing it. So Jacob's like a clear example of using the tools properly. Like having the tools is not going to make you a trader, but if you use the tools properly and if you go follow like the strategies that we're applying here, you can do pretty well. It's really it's really just following directions. I feel a lot of people can't follow directions, but if you do, you can find pretty good success. I mean, even just being here in the live sessions, if you guys listen to my analysis and you guys take trades that I call out or I mention that's going to happen, typically they're going to play out. Yeah, people are asking if it's Jacob's live account. Yeah, that's his personal account, I believe, his personal IC Markets account. I wish I could use IC Markets, but they don't allow US clients. I think IC Markets is probably one of the best brokers that are not, I guess, world. I mean, they are worldwide, but they just don't allow US clients. So yeah, that's Jacob's broker on their IC. I like IC. IC has like when I used to use, because in the past for FTMO, like when I started using FTMO, I think 2 years ago, you were able to choose your broker. So I used to use this broker called LMAX. They're an institutional broker. They were really good, but they don't allow US clients. And then also IC Markets as well. They're both good. I think those are two good brokers if you guys are located in the UK or anywhere in Europe. IC Markets and LMAX. They're both pretty solid. D said, can you use a VPN IC Markets? Yeah, you could, but you'd still need to identify your identity, like your ID. So you still have to do the case. Was it the KYC? So it wouldn't even matter because they can't even wire you the money. Like if you already have an account with them and you try to withdraw, you're not going to be able to make withdrawal. So your money is basically just going to be sitting there. Yeah, so there's no point in even trying that. I know some people do it for like cryptos, like people try to go on Binance. And it's different because they pay you through crypto. But using like a legitimate broker, there's just no point. All right, guys. So we're still looking for an entry here. Don't worry, we're not missing out on anything. There's a lower low right here. We're looking for a possible buy signal to break and close above the pivots, of course, so we get that possible entry. But at the moment, there's just nothing there. Yeah, Jacob said Sean would need a German cousin's aunt to put her identity on IC Markets for it to work. Exactly right. IC is cool though. I was hoping IC would open to the US clients over the years, but they just never opened up to US clients. It's because our laws here are too strict for trading. Yeah, exactly. The laws here are too strict, like the day trading rule, and then like also having a minimum account balance and then leverage as well. I think it's our leverage that really doesn't allow a lot of these companies to work here in the US. So I think for IC, they let you have pretty decent leverage, like maybe 1 to 100, or even like 1 to even higher than 100. But in the US, it's like 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 50. Some brokers are like 1 to 100, but it's only for certain assets like Forex. For futures, though, you need like, it requires a bigger deposit. Yeah, exactly. Jacobs is 1 to 500. So that would never work here in the US. So that's why they don't allow for them to be out here. That's a good thing. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Morning. Nice. Yeah, Jacob said he has 2 passports, European and American, so he can use whatever broker he wants. Solid. Yeah, so I'm assuming you have dual citizenship. It's nice. All right, so we're getting that retracement right here, guys. I forgot who asked that question. I think JJ asked the question right about 325. I mean, it looks like price, or let me look up real quick. 32,530. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to that point right there, JJ. I mean, it's not there yet, but it's getting close to it. So tracing down right here. I have the blue line actually marked up at your price point. So price might retrace down to that point. The thing that I'm looking at over here is that there's no lower lows set up yet for US30. So, I mean, I think it'll keep dropping until this candle here gives a lower low or some type of low. So it's got a lot of opportunity to continue down further. Anyways, there's still no entries for us here, guys. We currently have a lower low right here. Possible entry for a buy coming up right here. We have a lower low. If a buy signal comes up over here and closes above the pivots, possible entry for a buy. Just keep an eye out for this here, guys. It's got about 20 seconds left on this candle. If it doesn't close above both of the pivots, there's still going to be opportunity here. So even if it doesn't close at this point, that's fine. There might be an opportunity on the next candle. We just don't want that buy signal to close up now, because at that point, it's not going to be valid. Okay. So right here, if we get a buy signal, guys, and it closes above this blue pivot, then this is going to be an entry for a high-low momentum scalp. We just need this candle here to actually close. So price pushing up right here. All right, so we got a buy signal that's pending right there. If it closes, you got to make sure it closes, guys. So just, as I mentioned earlier, you got to make sure it closes. So we're waiting for it to close. If it closes, then possible entry, but you got to wait for it to actually close. 20 seconds left on this candle. It's got to sit tight and wait. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, no buy signal. So no entry off that there. We still got opportunity here. Actually, we have a lower high right there now. So now we're looking at multiple things here, guys. We're looking for a buy signal to close. We need it to close above the pivot over here, and we need the candle to be above this lower high. It needs to push above it. If it doesn't push above it, then this lower high is going to be in between, and there's not going to be room for any entry here. So yeah, like what Maddie said right there as well. So it needs to push up higher above. Exactly. All right, we have 30 seconds left on this candle here. It does not look like we're going to get a buy signal there. It's completely fine if we don't. But at that point, we just got to wait for it to reset again. So today's Monday, guys. Just keep in mind today's Monday. So don't be surprised if the market's like moving all weird. This is normal for a Monday. Mondays and Fridays, the market's typically moving kind of weird like this. So there's no real surprise here that this is happening. These are what we would consider normal movements for a Monday market. So what I'm kind of expecting here is I'm expecting price to maybe retrace down a little bit, because like what me and Maddie were just discussing earlier, there's no lower lows here yet, right? So in order for us to have some sort of floor that's established, there needs to be a lower low. So this thing might keep dropping lower and lower, but eventually once we have that lower low established, it's going to provide a floor. Once we have that floor, it's going to provide support. And once it provides support, it can push up from that point, right? So yeah, at the moment right now, we just don't have anything to take at the moment. It's still early in the week, but the reason why I think price is going to be bullish here. So if you guys are just joining the room and you guys are not familiar of like why I'm like so stuck on a buy here, is because the institutions are currently buying. So looking over here at the COT report, you guys can see over here, I'll just go over it again one time for the people who didn't hear my explanation earlier. These are basically the future positions from last Tuesday, March 21st. You can see over here from asset managers and institutions, 6,986 long, 4,458 short. So majority of the institutions and asset managers are currently buying right now. Looking over here at the other reportables and non-reportable positions, these are retail traders, right? So retail traders right here, you can see that it's 5,291 long, 5,291 long, 9,248 short. So with that said, this shows you that the institutions are currently buying and the retail traders are currently selling. So what do you think is going to happen this week? I think price is going to be bullish. I think right now they're dropping price a little bit just to give these retail traders some hope that price is going to continue dropping. But eventually, once you establish that low here on the higher time frames, I'm expecting that bounce to shoot right back up. So you can see over here that that the higher time frames are still bullish. So I'm expecting this to push to the upside. Right now, it's bearish right now, obviously on the shorter time frames, but the higher time frames over here, price is probably just coming down for retracement, and then it's going to swing right back up eventually at some point. So it's literally what I'm looking at right here. Yeah, the Dow is currently, I mean, all the institutions are currently buying right now. These are the brokers right here, dealer, intermediary. They're also long. So brokers are long, institutions, asset managers are also long. Leverage funds are currently short right now. And then pretty much all the retail traders are short as well. Decent, never seen reports like that look like they're still printed on dot matrix paper. I know, right? It's the old school paper. Yeah, that's pretty much how they're documented. So I'll probably have this up like every week, guys, because every week they post up the data. So I have the data from like this entire month. I have the data from the week before. Everything was pretty much bullish. So you can see right here, the institutions have been bullish all March. So the institutions over here, bullish. The week before that, bullish. The week before that, bullish as well. So, you know, looking at these numbers here, if you guys go here on the 1 hour time frame, and I'll just show you guys what I mean by that is if you look over here and you see the lower lows and you see when they knock out basically a V1 variation, right? So we have a lower low over here, V1 variation. It pushes right back up, right? It's opportunity for a buy. Again, right here, V1 variation or V2 variation, huge bullish push. So if you look back at the entire month of March, I mean, basically, whenever you see these reversal patterns, it's opportunity for a buy. Like price will come down for a bit, but eventually it'll shoot back up at some point. Like there's going to be some sort of correction to the upside. So same with where I'm looking at where price is currently right now. Price is retracing down a little bit. But once we get some sort of low here established, I'm expecting a bounce back up. It might not be a huge bounce, but it's, you know, big enough bounce for it to push up a little bit higher. So if I get a reversal pattern here, my guess is that price needs to reach structure, right? Which is going to be up here or right here, actually. So price drops lower, say it drops down to this point, and we get a reversal pattern here, I'm expecting price to come right back up to that point right there. So let's keep that in mind, guys. There's a lot of different factors here. You know, there's no like one way to analyze the market. But for me personally, if I'm going to trade, obviously I want to trade in the direction of the institutions. Institutions are usually right. Retail traders are usually wrong. So I'm not going to trade with the retail traders. I do the opposite of them. All right, back to the charts over here, guys. There's no entries for us right now at the moment. We currently have a new lower low down below here. So we need a buy signal to break and close above the pivots over here. Once we get that, possible entry for a buy. Right now, nothing yet, but eventually probably on its way. D said, did you watch the Madoff documentary on Netflix? That's how he scammed everyone. Yeah, exactly, D. I remember that. He would print on those papers because nobody knew how to read the papers, right? Like he would print them on this old school paper and nobody would even know what to look at because he would just change the numbers. It's basically an Excel sheet and he would just change the numbers. Yeah, it's crazy how he got away with that, huh? All right, so we got a lower low right here, guys. We have price breaking, closing past the pivots over here. If we get a buy signal, as I mentioned, above the blue pivot right here, it's possible entry for a buy. But again, you guys got to wait for it to actually close. So waiting for this right here to close. We got 15 seconds left. We got 10 seconds left. Does not look like it's going to close. It's perfectly fine if it doesn't. Got to wait for the next candle now. All right, it's no entry here, possibly another lower low. Price continues to drop. All right, new lower low right here again. Looking for the same thing. We're looking for this floor to get established. It looks like that's kind of what's happening right here. It's establishing a floor. Once it establishes a support, then it'll probably bounce up from that point. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to take right now. It's all right. Typical Monday. So I'm not really looking to force anything here, but we do have a lower low there again. Here goes the next opportunity of price to push up and provide us entry. But at this moment, sitting on my hands, not taking anything dumb. I think that's the main thing with a lot of people, guys. You guys just got to make sure not to take any dumb trades. If you guys can focus on not taking dumb trades, then you should be fine. I mean, your main focus should be on not losing. So just keep that in mind. If you guys can focus on not losing, that's going to be the key thing for you guys to focus on, to not be in the red. All right, another opportunity right here, guys. Lower low. This closes with the buy signal, closes above the pivots, possible entry. But again, like what I was mentioning before, guys, you guys got to focus on not losing. I think that's the main thing. Don't focus on the profits, and also don't focus on not losing. So if you focus on not losing and just winning, the profits will come, right? So for today, I locked in partial profits. I only locked in 410. I don't really care too much because I won the trade. But that's the main thing. I'm not focused on the profits. I'm focused on winning these trades. So again, right here, guys, prices has broken and closed past the pivots. If it closes with a buy signal, possible entry. All right, so we didn't get the buy signal there. But for this one right here, if this closes, this will be a possible entry for us. We have a lower low there. We need it to close with a buy signal. It's kind of close, but it does meet criteria. So we got 40 seconds left on this candle. If it closes with a buy signal, then it's going to be entry for a buy. But again, as I mentioned, you guys got to wait for it to actually close. It has 30 seconds left on it. It's a lot of time. Don't hop into it just yet. Got to wait a little bit. Twenty seconds left here. Ten seconds left. No buy signal right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no signal. All right, no entry there, guys, unfortunately. So again, now we just got to wait for the next entry. Mondays suck. I mean, Mondays don't suck. Sometimes Mondays are really good, but today when the market is just not really moving smooth at all. So you can see there, if it closed, it would have been nice, but it didn't close, so there's no entry there. Now it's got to wait for it again. So this is allowing us not to get caught in these fake outs, because obviously price is faking out a bit as price kind of bounces around. We just got to wait for another lower low. Guys, so another thing here too, like, so Brock was asking me about like adding like an overlay to his chart. So Brock here is trying to add like other assets to his chart to see if he can line up like US30 with like other assets. And just an FYI, I don't think you guys should be adding too much stuff, right? This strategy here is very specific. This strategy has 3 criteria. We don't look at red flags. We don't look at trend. We don't look at any of that stuff. We just look for a higher high or a lower low to identify the top and bottom. We're looking to identify momentum signals so that we can catch momentum in that direction. And then we're looking for price and break and close as confirmation. So my advice to you guys who are trying to put together your strategies is to keep it simple. You probably only need 3 to 5 requirements. 5 is on the very high side. And most of the time, you don't really need too much to be added into it. So if you guys are trying to put a strategy together, I think the more complicated you guys make it, the worse off you'll be, because you'll never have an entry. Just make sure that you have like really good criteria and that they all are like pretty much back testable. You want to make sure that it actually is able to be tested. So just keep that in mind, guys, because I know a lot of you guys reach out to me and ask me about like different things that you can add to your strategy. Just, you only need like 3 to 5 criteria. Anything above that is it's overkill, because then you're just never going to have an entry. All right, so we have a buy signal right here, guys, but we don't have a lower low. And price is already broken and closed past the pivot, so there's no entry here. Even though we have a buy signal, there's no entry for us to take here. So All right, I guess we'll sit around for a little bit, guys. If we don't see anything happen from now until like maybe like 8:10, 8:20, 8:15, we'll probably just wrap it up because I do have to come back for the mentoring session later today. And as you guys can see, there's nothing really going on in the market right now, right? I don't want to be sitting on here for another hour and then we're just going to be waiting for nothing here to come up. I'm hoping we can get at least one more entry though. So I'll probably wait for one more entry and then from there, we will continue on, or we'll see if we're gonna cut it out a little early. Jacob's asking if we took any official trades. Yeah, we did. We took one trade earlier, like literally as soon as you got in here, the trade just hit TP. So we took one trade today. It was right over here at 6:39. I think you got in like literally right after. It was a sell right here. We had the higher high. We had the sell signal right here, break and close past the pivots, and then it hit TP. That's the only one that came up today. There was nothing else. So like, yeah, you literally, yeah, so you said you were 10 minutes late. This literally came up at 9 minutes. So you missed it by a minute. That was this one up here. Higher high, sell signal, break and close past it. And that was an entry that we took right there for a sell. Other than that, there hasn't been any other entries. There was a lower low here. Buy signal was already past the pivots. There was a lower low right here. This candle never broke and closed past it. There was a higher high right here. No sell signal. Yeah, as you can see, there's no other entries that came up here. This was like literally the only one. It's all good. I was hoping we'd get another one here, but the way that the market's currently moving right now, I don't really see anything happening. And there's no news right now that's going to be a catalyst for the market, right? That's why typically I like news in the market because it provides a catalyst. But looking at the calendar right now, there's just nothing going on. Let me refresh CNBC. So looking over here at CNBC, looks like the Dow is currently up 155 points, S&P is up 12 points, and NASDAQ's up 9 points, Russell 2K is up 11 points, and the VIX is currently down 1%. Looking over here, there's not too much going on. I mean, the only thing that has come up with regard to news is First Citizens Bank buying out SVB accounts. Other than that, there's not really too much going on. I mean, there's stuff going on, but it's nothing that's really affecting the market as we see it. So let me just pull up the news events right here. So it says Dow rises more than 150 points to start the week as First Republic regional banks rebound. So the banks are kind of rebounding a little bit, but it's just going to be a back and forth move and nothing specific. We get the Trump live updates over here. Grand jury set to resume as former president blasts DA's probe. We got Trump's investigation still going on right here. So that's in the background as well for today. We have the Fed, Kashkari, saying stress in the banking sector is bringing U.S. closer to recession. I mean, technically, we're already in a recession, guys. So it's not necessarily bringing it closer. It's just making it a little more obvious. Next news over here is Ukraine war. Live updates. So Russia stirs outrage with plan for technical nukes in Belarus. So the Ukraine war is still going on. It's nothing new. And other than that, there's not really much going on. There's news coming up over here at 8:30, but it's not necessarily high impact. It's just a three-month bill auction, 6-month bill auction, 2-year note auction. So it's not too much to really affect the market. We have the Fed speaking later today, though, 2 o'clock. So at the time of our mentoring session, the Fed Jefferson's going to be having a speech. All right, so we currently have a higher high right here, but we still need that buy signal. So I want the buy signal here to close, provide a higher high. And then if price comes back down below the pivots, there's going to be a possible entry for us to take there. Yeah, at the moment right now, there's just nothing for us to take. There's no buy signal yet. So we need that buy signal to clear out the buys. Once it clears out the buys, we can catch, possible move back to the downside. Here's Tom. So Tom said first day here. This is on demo. Real account didn't take that many trades. Yeah, I think Tom had the issue with the leverage. Unfortunately, he opened a new account, but the leverage was too low. So looking at his profits here, this is its first day here on the live session with us. Total profit of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4,000 for the day. So nice work right there, Tom. Great first day for you. It doesn't matter if it's real or demo, guys. As long as you guys are winning, this is going to build your confidence for when you have the real account ready. So just keep that in mind, guys. There's no point in bashing anybody for trading a demo account. Everyone has to start somewhere, or if you're new to this community, I would recommend you start with a demo account, because you don't want to start hopping with a real account and then not know what's going on. So great work right there, Tom, with that initial profit. So once you get your account set up, you'll be, all ready and set to go. Some profits here from Brock. Brock's currently up 1,555 for the day. He had one loss, but everything else were wins. So just one loss right there, but looks like he made it right back on these following trades. So yeah, definitely. Brock's a good day, Sean. Fair start for the week, definitely. Yeah, I think everyone made some pretty good profit for the day so far. I'm currently up across my accounts, not a lot, but I'm up a pretty decent amount, I guess. If I was to do the math here. So across all my 5 accounts, I'm up 410, 560, 490, 480, and 490. Total profit of 2,430. Not a lot, but it's something for a Monday. And there's no losses, so that's a key thing. All right, we currently have a higher high right here. Price is rejecting off news price. So let's see if it makes its way back down. We got a higher high right here. But if price breaks and closes below the pivots right here, possible entry for us to take that sell. Hoping we get at least one more entry. I've been waiting for this entry pretty much all morning. So we got Vincent over here. So Vincent actually took the buy right here. He was applying his other strategy, it looks like. I'm assuming. Yeah, he did. So that's what he took. He took that buy right there. So Vincent took the buy when price broke above the pivots. Total profit of 1,066. I already had a feeling he took that buy there when price pushed up. So nice work right there, Vincent. Total profit of 1,066 for the day. Solid work. All right, so right now we're looking for a sell signal, guys. If a sell signal breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2, then this will be an entry for a sell. Currently have a pending sell signal right there. So we're just waiting for this here to close. If this here closes below pivot 2, the blue pivot, this will be an entry for a sell. Got 40 seconds left on it, so we have a lot of time. No crazy rush here. Again, you guys got to wait for it to actually close. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know a lot of you guys want to enter trades early, but just be smart and wait for the actual candle to close. We have the higher high right here. We have price breaking, closing past the pivots, and we have a pending sell signal. So step 1, higher high. Step 2, pending sell signal. Step 3, breaking close past pivots 1 and or 2. We have about 10 seconds left on this candle here. If it doesn't close below it with a buy signal or a sell signal, then there's no entry. So you guys got to be patient and wait for it to actually close. That was a huge candle right there. Looks like you can get in real quick. Let me see. Might have missed it. I'm going to wait for it to pull back a little bit because candle is just huge. So I'm waiting for it to pull back a little bit, and I'm going to put a sell stop right there to catch it and let it. Okay, it's moving too fast. I was trying to put a sell stop there, but it didn't fill. I wasn't able to set it up yet. Damn it. Trying to get into this trade. I'm waiting for it to pull back a little bit so I can get proper entry. Because the thing is, like, my inner market right here. Fuck, I'm an inner market. Already hit my TP. I gotta close out manually. All right, I closed out manually. It just gave me half profit again. So guys, whenever it hits TP like that, just gotta close out manually. There's no reason to hold on to it for too long because it's a very choppy market, very volatile. So I had to close out early. Just gave me like 400 something again. It's all good. Actually gave me more. Oh, it gave me 820. Okay, so it didn't give me the full 1,000, but it gave me 820. So I had to pull out right there. I mean, there was two opportunities for it to hit TP, guys. Like when it shot down right away, I was going to close out. I tried to close out, pulled back, came back in a profit. I just manually closed out because it's just too, is this frozen right now? Yeah, it's too choppy. So you guys can see how the market's kind of moving. I think the data keeps, I don't know if it's freezing on here, but it's freezing on FTMO. Yeah. Jacob said it was 0.5 pips away from his TP. Yeah, I just pulled out, Jacob, out of mine. So if you guys took it, looks like majority of you guys did catch and pulled out already in profit. I mean, there's two opportunities there to pull out. Like you could have exited initially when it dropped, and then you could have exited the second time when it came down right here where I told you guys I was exiting. So trade already pulled it out. I mean, it went through it, but it didn't necessarily blast through it. It kind of just bounced around that area, depending on where your spread was or where your entry point was. That's why I wanted to get in at actual entry point. So if you guys listened to me when I was trying to get in, I didn't hit a sell market order because price was like right at opening price. So if I was to get in, the spread would have pushed me down a little bit, like a little lower. Here's another opportunity, guys. If you're still in the position, pull out in profit. There's no excuse for you guys not to get out in profit right now because it's like literally at TP again. So if you guys are in the position, pull out. I don't recommend holding on to it for too long. See, Jacob said this picture is why you need YM. Let's see. Yeah, because he has this huge gap right here. So Jacob was on the wrong asset. He was on currency.com, it looks like. And you can see there's a huge gap right there, right? There's not even a signal right there. But if you look over here on YM, there's no gap. The data is pure. It's like directly from the exchange. So it's very accurate compared to other brokers. So yeah, so there's an example, guys, why you guys need to have YM as your data. Because if you're using other data here, you're gonna have this big gap. But you can see over here, there's no gap. You have the actual candle. So, all right, guys, everybody should be out in profit at this point. There should be no reason for you guys to still be holding the position. Price blasted right through TP. So there's no, like literally zero reason for you to still be in the position. Don't get greedy, guys. Today's not the day to get greedy. I pulled out for like partial profit. Good thing the slippage kind of helped me, locked me out at, or kicked me out at 820 profit. I didn't lock in the full 1,000, but I still got my 820. So pretty solid off that move right there. So yeah, if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we will continue on with the session. Look for another possible entry here. Let's see, Christian said, don't know why lately it's giving me negative. I see it suddenly, it changes with the TP and stop loss close and closes my trade with a negative. Yeah, I'm not sure, Christian. Are you using FTMO? I'm assuming you're using FTMO, right, Christian? So how did it close you out? Did it close you out like, can you take a screenshot of like your phone? Because I can probably see like what the thing is. Like I can't really see your markup here because I don't know what this is. I don't really see like this. If you can take a screenshot of your phone, I can see the entry times and I can see like kind of what happened. So if you can take a screenshot of like the results on your phone and then post it up here, I can see probably what happened to your trade. But I can't really tell here because I don't know what these numbers are because you kind of cut off like a lot of the important stuff. Yeah, if you want to put that up, Christian, I can take a look at it. But I mean, for the most part, it looks like if you have I see the red right here. So if I see the red, it looks like you might have hit your stop loss. I don't know if you put your stop loss in profit too close or what happened. But if you have a red strip there, it looks like it would have hit your stop loss. Or maybe your TP stop loss might be set incorrectly. Because like there's no reason for you to have a loss here, right? Because there's no like price didn't even get near stop loss. So my guess is you either put your stop loss in incorrectly, like you put your stop loss where it was at like down here. So when it spiked up, it just stopped you out. Or you use the trailing stop, or you just move your stop loss up too close. Yeah, so just take a screenshot of your actual thing. So take a full screenshot, Christian, so I can see like what your numbers here indicate. And I can kind of see what it looks like, because you're cutting it off like it's so blurry and I can't really even see what's even here. Like I can see the number, but I don't know what these numbers are, and I don't know what this red thing is here for. Okay, if you're using the quick trader with 300 and 100, that's why you're getting stopped out, because you're using the wrong TP stop loss. It has to be 3,000, 1,000. So that's why I keep stopping you out, because your stop loss is set to like 30 pips, which is like your spread. Like you got to cover the spread. All right, Christian, just take a screenshot and put it here. Otherwise, I can't help you. So, I mean, we can go back and forth, but I can't help you unless you put the screenshot here. So take the screenshot. Let me see what your chart look like, what your thing looks like, and then I can tell you what the problem is. But I can't help you until you give me that screenshot. Anyways, guys, back to the chart. We're not missing anything over here. We have that sell hit full TP. We're now looking for a lower low here, and then we're looking for a buy signal to push above, and then possible entry at that point. But we don't have that yet. So there's nothing for us to take right now. It's 8:07, guys. So I'll see how the market moves for the next couple of minutes. If we don't have any update here with regard to movement, then we're just gonna have to call it a day, because there's nothing for us to take. All right, other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. So Jacob over here said manual put pull, although it's smashed right there. Yeah, and I did the same thing, Jacob. So Jacob over here, locked in a total profit of 12,059 for the day. Nice work, Jacob. Yeah, he let the trades run, basically. Manually pulled out of that last trade just like I did. Unfortunately, we didn't get that full TP, but it's all good. He's still locked in 1,470, locked in 820 on my side. So not horrible. I mean, could have been better, but it's all good. Profit's profit. Here's Patricia's profits for the day. Total profit of 6,890. Nice work, Patricia. Great work right there. We got Eunice over here, took the trade as well. Total profit of 987. Nice work, Eunice. All wins for the day. So it looks like a lot of you guys here took that trade with me. I mean, it was a risky trade, but it played out perfect. It was just, a little difficult to determine whether I wanted to pull out or hold on to it. But it's better to just pull out and be safe. Here's Barack's profits, total profit of 2,065 for the day. Nice work, Barack. All right, guys, so don't worry. I'm helping Christian over here, but we're not missing out on any moves, right? There's no lower low here, so this buy signal here is irrelevant. It's not going to provide us any entry. So let me see what Christian's got over here. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out what these numbers are. Christian, can you take a picture of like the actual thing? Yeah, I don't know what platform you're using, Christian, but like my MT4 doesn't look like that. So what I'm looking for is for you to take a screenshot of your actual account like this, because it's going to show you like what the numbers mean, or like what other people are posting, right? Like it'll show you because you have numbers here, but I don't know what these numbers mean. Like I don't know what's the entry point, exit point, stop loss point, and it's kind of blurry too. So if you can take a better picture, I can probably take a look, but I don't see anything here that I can. So it looks like you took a buy here and you got stopped out. I don't know like what happened at this point, but it looks like your TP stop loss is just too close. It looks like your stop loss is so close that you got stopped out immediately on open. So guys, I know like this isn't part of our analysis today, but I'm just trying to help Christian understand like what's going on with his account. Yeah, well, just take a full screenshot, Christian, because I don't know what these numbers are. I can't tell like what's this? Is this entry? Is this exit? Is this stop loss TP? Like I don't know what any of these numbers mean. So I need what it says up here. If it says it's your TP, stop loss, whatever, I need to have that so that I can actually see what I'm looking at. Because your screen's also blurry. Just take a bigger screenshot. You don't need to cut it off. Like just take a full screenshot. Well, like when I say full screenshot, I mean like, you know, the actual full screenshot, not just the numbers there. Because I don't know what the numbers mean. Jacob mentioned the support will be broken soon. Yeah, I can see that too. Let's go back to the 1 hour over here. So there's no lows that have been established yet here on the 1 hour, at least not a lower low. So if we get a lower low at some point here, that might be the reversal, but we just don't have that yet. So eventually it'll probably come up. But again, guys, there's no entries for us to take here at the, you know, at the moment. All right, Jacob, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good day. All right, so Jacob's out for the day. If I don't see anything happen from here until like, you know, the next 5 minutes or so, guys, then I'm just going to wrap it up too. The market isn't really volatile right now. You can see it's kind of just going back and forth. It's not very smooth. It's just not really worth the effort for us to sit around for another hour and not have any entries. So I'll hang around for a bit. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Let's see. Nice. So Martha said total of 4,310. My MC4 keeps getting frozen. That's how I ended up with those last 3 positions. So yeah, so over here, here are the total profits for Martha today. She had a couple of smaller trades and then 1 loss over there. She's been having issues with her MC4 freezing. This doesn't happen too often, but it is happening a lot today. This is another reason why I'm not too keen on staying online with you guys, because I don't want to FOMO into a trade and then get stuck in it. My MC4 freezes on me. Whenever the MC4 starts freezing like that, there's usually something up at the market. Like something's going to happen that's going to cause something crazy to, you know, play out. So Martha over here is currently at 4,310. She could have been up more, but these last 3 trades here, she had to close out early or close out for partial profit because of, you know, her MC4 freezing. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, still locked in good profit, Martha. So, you know, profit's profit. I'd be happy with that, and I'd probably just wrap it up. I mean, you made more than me today, so that's you know, good for a Monday, especially. I mean, I'm not doing horrible for a Monday, but could have been better. LW is asking if we're using, I think most of us are using MC4. There's a couple people here who are using MC5. I think Christian's using MC5 because like, I don't really understand what's on his screen right here because mine doesn't look like this. So I think he's using MC5. I've never used MC5, so I'm not familiar with it. So I don't know like what each number means. But yeah, you know, a screenshot of like a whole screen would be better because it would show what it would mean. Like if you guys know what I'm talking about, like on MC4, it shows you what your TP, it says price, stop loss, TP, time, etc. That's kind of what I'm looking for, so I know what to look at. But other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, JJ said, hey, bro, I don't know why my damn chart keeps freezing FTMO. Yeah, no, MC4 is freezing, or I mean, it's been freezing for some people here. JJ, so it's not just you, it's basically everybody over here. Here's Chow. Chow's total profits for the day is 3,210 straight wins. Nice work, Chow. All wins, no losses. That last trade is perfect right there. You let it run to full TP and you locked in a full 1,320. So great work right there, Chow. All right, Christian took the screenshot. Let me see what you got over here. I still can't see Christian. I need the number that's on top. I don't know what the number is here. Me and Christian, I can kind of see now because now it looks like the PC version. But Christian, in the future, when I say a full screenshot, just take a full screenshot. You don't have to like take a small little cutout like this. Like I know you might be trying to hide certain things, but just I can't help you unless you show me the entire screenshot here, bro. Because this whole time I've been asking for this top part, but you took the same picture of just the numbers. But I know what these numbers look like because this is MT4 or whatever the computer version. So, okay, I'm going to look at this here now. Your price of entry was 32,373. Your stop loss was 32,387. Your TP was 363. All right, so looks like, okay, your TP is good. Your stop loss though is not good. So I'm looking at the numbers here. Your stop loss is too close. So it looks like your stop loss is in place properly, Christian, because so your entry price was 33,000 or 32,373, and your stop loss was only, it's less than 10 pips or less than 100 pips. It's like 30 pips or whatever. That's why you got stopped out right there, because your stop loss is too close. So I think your numbers are off on your quick trade manager, because if your quick trade manager was set up properly, it wouldn't be, your stop loss wouldn't be set right there. So it seems like it's a mistake on your end, not necessarily the broker, because I can see here, like these are the numbers that you input, right? So this is your entry point. This is where you hit sell, and this is where your stop loss was set. This isn't even close to 300 pips. This is, so I can do the math, and my math sucks, but let me just do it over here. So 870, or no, let's do 87. So 87 minus 73. Your stop loss was set at 140, so it was nowhere near the 300 pips stop loss that it was supposed to be at, Christian. So it looks like it might have been something that you must have did incorrectly, because I don't know what you did, but I can just see here from the numbers that your stop loss was not set properly. Your TP was good; it was 100 pips, but your stop loss was closer than your TP. So you set it at 140. So it looks like the numbers in your, I don't know, whatever quick trade manager you're using, you probably set to 1,400. And then for your TP set at 1,000 where it's supposed to be. So it looks like it was a mistake on your end, Christian. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. But from these numbers here, I can just see that your stop loss was obviously way off. That's why you got stopped out so early. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. Otherwise, you guys can message me on Telegram at KodiKaiTrades. Just a reminder, guys, our mentoring session is today at 2 p.m. So it's 8:17 right now. I'll be back on in about 6 hours. So if you guys want to sit in on that mentoring session, we can cover whatever questions you guys have in detail. We can review the strategy. We'll review any other entries that came up today that we might have missed. But from my analysis today, there was only 2 entries. There was this one up here with the higher high sell signal. That was a full TP. And then we had another one over here. We had a higher high sell signal right here. Full TP as well. So we only had 2 official entries. I mean, there's only 2 entries in general, but there's only 2 entries that actually came up. So those are the 2 entries that we took today, and they both hit full TP. So full TP on that one, and then full TP on this one. So, all right, guys, if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring session, just a reminder, it's completely free. If you guys are new here and you guys want to sit in on these sessions whenever I have these live sessions, just make sure to go to the YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. Again, that's youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. Click on subscribe and turn on your notifications right here on the right-hand side. If you guys have that on, whenever I go live, YouTube will send you an email. They'll say, okay, Sean's going live here. Click on this link and you can view his live session. I go live Monday through Friday for the live trading sessions, and then every Monday for the mentoring session. So about 6 or 7 times a week, I'll go live, and it's all completely free for all you guys here. If you guys want to learn the strategies, go to our website, KodiKaiTrades.com. Click on unlock your free access. You'll have access to all of the videos explaining all the strategies. Otherwise, I think that's about it, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here in a couple hours for the mentoring session.